Hey guys, welcome back to BeamNG.drive. We are here on Utah for a very special video in this vehicle, which might just look like a strange looking Covet with an intercooler on the roof, which it is. It is that. It is also so much more. Yeah. How do I even transition into explaining what this is? So, the intercooler on the roof goes to an engine in the back of the vehicle. Maybe you can see it, perhaps. It's a strange engine. I actually need to look and see what kind of an engine it is. Okay, so there's an engine back there. There's also an engine up here. Yeah, and both engines work. The front engine drives the front wheels, and the rear engine drives the rear engine. This is the twin engine Covet. One of the most ridiculous mods I play with in a little while, and it's magical. Let's just take a look at it. The drivetrain of it is very confusing to me. Okay, if we look carefully, actually, this is interesting. So I've also played with the off-road version, and that one is let's set up a little different. We'll look at that one soon. So we've got a normal front-wheel drive transaxle here, and in the rear we've got this very strange, like, belt-driven rear axle. It's super weird. So that's kind of how it works. That's actually how it drives both axles. But we're going to go ahead and reset the car, and then we're going to take it for a little drive. So this is very interesting. It's two separate engines, like I said, obviously. Two engines, two separate gearboxes, which you control individually. They both respond to the same throttle pedal. So this is revving both engines. You can kind of hear it. Right, so if we turn off the rear engine, that's what the normal engine sounds like. And then if we kill the main engine, the front engine, that's the rear engine. So, there it is. Two engines, all-wheel drive, baby. So, we of course could just drive with one. So like this is actually just driving with the front one. They're both on. The rear engine would just be revving in this case. It's very annoying. I can turn the back engine off and drive it like normal. Look, it's a normal Covet. No big deal. Nothing special. Just driving down the road. So we can do that. I can't, however, drive with just the rear engine, which is interesting. Like, if I turn off the front, you can hear the rear one revving, and I can put it into gear, and it doesn't actually go anywhere. It's interesting because if I just start the front engine, and just get it going, and then I'll put the front engine back into neutral, then I can drive on just the rear engine. And I mean, I'm accelerating on just the rear engine. The front engine is just, we're just bouncing on the rev limiter. So it's super weird. Like, I don't know why it's like that. It's like once it's going, then it's fine. But if I turn off that front engine, I lose ability again to actually accelerate the vehicle. I don't know exactly why it's dependent, but it is, so it's kind of interesting. Okay, all right, so we're gonna take it. Well, actually, let's look inside the cabin quick, because there's some interesting stuff in here. And also, maybe you probably already figured it out, but I have these two little gearbox things here. One of them shows the front gears. So here's my front gears. That's how I shift up, and I can see what I'm doing. And then this one is my rear engine. And so I'm using an Xbox controller. So I always do X and B for up and for down and up respectively. That's what I normally use. But I needed to map different ones additionally for the rear engine. So I'm using RB is up and Y is down. So I have to do these weird little things to make sure I'm shifting at the same time if I'm using both engines. It's super weird, but it's pretty fun. What else is interesting? So if we look at the tachometer, you can see a couple needles there, and that is because both engines have their own needle, so we can see the engine speed of both engines. So I can hear that rear engine, that high-pitched sounding one, is the blue needle, which is kind of helpful. So, all right, if we're going to do this, we're going to go first gear in the front engine and first gear in the rear engine, and then we can just go ahead and drive off. And here we go. We are under the power of two engines. Okay, so now I'm bouncing off the rev limiter on the front engine, so I could just downshift, continue, and now the rear engine is hitting. So it's interesting because they don't, well, actually they start to hit it like kind of the same. Oh gosh. And when you hit the wrong button, you money shift one of your engines, which is what I just did. I just downshifted the rear engine into first instead of going to third. That's called a money shift, kids. Don't do it, especially not in a car with two engines, because it's extremely easy to do. I've still didn't figure out the muscle memory perfectly for doing this. But here, if we just do like a fast launch, and I'll kind of shift these at the same time. It's not necessarily optimal. Actually, I can kind of lead. It's really nice to be inside the car, because otherwise you don't have any idea the difference in RPM between the two engines. Okay, so we've got the rear engine still has one more gear, and the front engine is max. We're going to run out of real estate before that, but we got up to 130 miles an hour, which is actually pretty darn good. And then I can just kind of, we can just do some dual blips here. Hello? Can I have... Oh boy, I'm trying really hard not to money shift. So yeah, there you go. It's super crazy. It's like really, really fun. I'll drive it from outside. It's not as good for doing the revving, you know, the actual like seeing your RPMs and stuff, but I think it gives you an appreciation of just how ridiculous it is. And the sound this thing makes with two engines that sound so different is pretty fun. So I'm just shifting these simultaneously because it's simpler. Oh, Jiminy, got a bit of a slide there. It is quick. That's my fault. All right. But yeah, pretty awesome. Twin engine Covet. You didn't know you needed it, and now you do. Now you know you needed it. I needed it. See, it's pretty funny because like you can engine brake with one of the engines. Like I could, you know, bring my front engine down and have it like fight the other engine. Oh, this is gonna really. I'm asking to. So now I've got my front engine's in first gear, my rear engine's in fourth gear, and they're fighting against each other basically. So it's kind of interesting too. The ability to engine brake in both your front and rear wheels independently is interesting. I don't know if it's going to make it to competitive racing, but it's fun. I think it's cool. But yeah, it's, oh, I don't know. I just love goofy mods like this. Like, how cool. Man, this thing is way slippy, though. Yep. Okay. Yep. There it is. Perfect. Stuck it. All right, let's look at one other version. So we'll go into our vehicles here. And the twin engine Covet. So there is the driving school versions. We've got the Gambler, which is just like sort of some standard wheels with lifted. There is a rally one, which I have not driven. Yeah, I haven't driven that one. But then the Crawler is pretty fun. Okay, so the Crawler, same deal. Actually, I meant to look at the end. Like, I need to look at actually see what the engine is that's in this. Engines. It's a weird thing to say. Rear engine is a, wow, an inline-4 motorcycle engine. That's funny. And then the front engine is a gumball inline-4. And you could, like, we could trick them out to be even, like, faster. They might get a little, you kind of want them to drive together for it to work well, but still, I mean, there you go. Pretty cool. So the rear engine has that, oh, roof-mounted radiator. Okay, it's not an intercooler. That's important. Okay, so, yeah, same deal here. This one I wanted to show, though, because when you tip this one over, the way the front axle looks is different. Or, no, it's not. Maybe it was, like, rendering. Wait, what? Oh, the way that this is set up, look at the way the wheel works. There is a belt. So there's a belt connecting the axle that drives the wheel. It's so confusing. Or maybe it's just like a rendering. Maybe it's just like doesn't render right, because like the brake rotors are all the way up there. It's super confusing. I don't really get what's going on with the wheels. And it's doing it in both. Maybe it's just a weird rendering issue. I thought it was like some crazy belt-driven wheel, but yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's just a strange like clipping issue. But okay, same thing here. This one is not nearly as fast. So maybe actually this engine is not as high performance. I don't know. Or maybe it is, and did I already break something? I heard a bad sound. Well, Whoa, buddy. Let's just give it a reset. I think something snapped. It does not like launching. Oh my gosh, the wheels are so soft. This thing is not very durable. Like, I've tried to use it a little bit of crawling, and obviously it's already difficult to drive and think about multiple shifting mechanisms. Yeah, this one's way slower, way lower top speeds. So, but I guess it's more made for crawling, so that's good. But it's not very durable. This thing is not very durable. Like, we can go try to crawl it. We'll see how it goes. It's not like it's necessarily, like, great at it. Yeah, this is not crawling. This is driving through a field. Lots of good crawling routes on this map. Just need to find one. I'm sure it's right over here. I don't find the suspension. The suspension seems pretty stiff. Kinda. Or maybe it's just that it's a little heavier, having, you know, 2 engines in it. It's only a motorcycle engine, but still. Oh my gosh, this thing is so strange. This thing, can you imagine like this thing in real life and just the sound that it makes? I love it. It's got mad torque. Just doesn't. This one doesn't have a lot of gear. It doesn't have the gearing to go very far with it. The shifting is just bizarre. I mean, I'm just reaching up an R, B, and then downshift, I'm just like mashing X and Y. X and Y. It's so fun. It's just goofy. I'm not crawling. Actually, we could try to crawl this. It might work. Yeah, we're gonna go for first. Alright, let's see what she's got. Do we stand a chance at this? Why am I having to... Oh, I'm not... And I don't even think, like, diffs. I think it's just... Diffs are always locked, basically. There are no diffs. I guess you don't really need a differential when there's no drive shaft. Oh, boy. This is problematic. Yeah. It's not great at crawling. It's... I mean, you kind of have to taper your expectations when you're dealing with a mod that's this ridiculous. You can't expect it to actually be good at anything. It's just funny. It's kind of good though. Like it's fun to drive. It's so stiff though. The suspension's so stiff. Okay, I kind of want to drive the rally one since I haven't driven it to see what it's like. I feel like it would do better than this because it's actually gonna be low to the ground and stiff. And hopefully I'll have a little more speed. So let's switch over and see how the rally version is. We'll just... I think all my controls will continue to stay binded. Bound? Binded. Bound. I don't know. Yeah, Ibishu. Racing team. You ain't never seen a race car like this one. So, okay, I just want to look. Oh, don't do that. That's a scary menu. I just want to see if the engine is different. If the only thing that was different is just the transmission on the other one, maybe? Yeah, same. Same. Okay, well, I think it's all the same then. All right, let's... Wow. Okay, I'm going to go first person quick because I'm a little unsure of what was limiting me there. I think it was actually my front gearing. And now rear is ahead. It's so weird. Just the gearing differences makes it... yeah. Dang it. Alright, let's go on dirt. Boy, I bogged one of the engines. Maybe I would think I was just peeling out, and so... Ooh. Ooh boy. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at rallying in this car, or any car. It's not the car's fault. It's my fault. Oh, it's so bumpy. It's so bumpy. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'm putting it back on the road. Ah! That did not go well. We can, of course, go in reverse. Wait. We should be able to go in reverse in both engine. Oh, I guess we'll just do it with the front. Jeez, the front engine needs so much revving. Normally I can reverse with both engines. I'm not sure why it doesn't have a reverse gear all of a sudden. Did you see that? Oh, so this only has 4 gears in the front engine now, which is interesting. So the transmission's changing up a little bit every time. Yeah, the transmission on the front engine is not my favorite. Wow, she's slidey. She's real slidey. I need my like collar to be like shifting one of the transmissions for me or something. That could work. Okay, yeah, I'm a little better driving this not in the first person. It's so squirrely. We're in trouble. Alright, well there you go. This is a pretty crazy mod that I as soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta do this. This is too good. So this is the twin engine Covet. One engine in the front driving the front wheels, and one engine in the rear, a motorcycle engine driving the rear wheels. It's too fun. Too much fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you want to see more videos of BeamNG.drive and other crazy mods like this one, make sure you subscribe. And either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. See ya.